and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. It was in this gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh. Salakia. The title of this lesson is titled, This Whole Diddy Thing is Nothing But a Mere Distraction. All right, this whole Diddy thing is nothing but a mere distraction. Hold up. Salakia. Now, this whole Diddy thing is nothing more but a mere distraction, all right? I was watching some things earlier on Redacted, and I know a few brothers made some mention of this whole ordeal. And Salakia for the late video, man. Jake been in a conference for the last 2 fucking days. You know how this work shit goes. But anyway, this whole thing is just nothing but a mere distraction, man. You know, and one thing about it, our people are easily distracted for a bunch of nonsense, because now this guy Diddy has been a talk of the town for the last few months or so, basically due for sexual allegations and sexual misconduct and all manners of wickedness, which Diddy ain't the only one, all right? Diddy ain't the only one. He just a ploy that they're using in order to keep Jake asleep. Because one thing about our people you got to understand is that our people, when it comes to Jake being in some type of legal trouble within the realms of legality, that distracts Jake, because what they're doing behind the scenes, that passing certain legislation and certain protocols to aid this new world order, man. Okay, because first and foremost, they don't want you to understand that basically America is getting ready to enter a third world war. Now, if you were paying attention, the last day or two, matter of fact, the last 2 days or 2 days ago, there was an attack on Hezbollah when basically those small hats was accused of tampering with those devices, and basically the pages that they wore exploded on their ass, man. You know, so that left thousands of casualties injured, you know, with possibly, they say 9 to 10 people died from that, but I doubt it, man. I doubt if it was that minute of people. Okay, I'm believing that it was probably more than that, because if you have thousands of casualties, meaning that injured, then you got to have a death toll that's at least in the hundreds, man. Okay, because from what they were showing in the video, and I wanted to show it, but you know, they didn't want us to show it because, you know, YouTube, they're very sensitive. But basically, what happened was people was losing body parts, privy members, you know, people was losing limbs, all types of shit, you know, from wearing those devices. And they're talking about that's possibly a prelude as to what's to come about in the United States, man. And it makes a lot of sense, because with a simple fact, our people, they're wicked as all hell. So that would be a fitting judgment for the 2/3 of our people and these heathens. Because, you know, I was at this conference, you know, from the job I do, and, you know, we got people from all states, mainly the Midwest, that came to this part of the world with these particular health conferences. And man, there's a lot of women here that's proud, that's all about their career, and they these independent women, they work in health equity and all this other bullshit. But I asked this, what you gonna do when all hell break loose, and once you don't have a career to attach to your credentialing, so to speak, what you gonna do then? Okay, because see, the average person don't think about that. Okay, they tend to ignore the state of the economy, you know, and they turn a blind eye to what's happening around them, to the point where reality smacks them in the face. Then people are looking off, you know, they're looking stupid, they're looking dumbfounded, man, you know. So this whole Diddy shit is nothing but a distraction. And I was watching Redacted earlier, and you got Clayton and Natalie Morris, which that bitch Natalie, she's a straight demon. You know, she's a straight demon. I remember she was going into the whole thing about how she felt Michael Jackson was responsible for the allegations they had against him, which we're not saying that he wasn't a part of it. But when you deal with the elites, and when you deal with these particular fraternities, whether it be Hollywood or the entertainment industry or the rap industry, you got to take satanic oaths, and you have to do things that's basically conducive to your state of being, man. Okay, and the Diddler is nothing different. But I think they confiscated a couple of unmanned AR-15s with no numbers on them. They confiscated there was some other shit, and then I think it was like 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Like, okay, big deal, right? But nothing against children or anything against that. So when the legislators and the senators came on board and they were speaking on these allegations on Diddy, they were just making a bunch of vain statements with no evidence or anything, you know? It was just like, okay, yeah, he's guilty. He did this, he did that. This is what happens. This is this and that. But they're not coming forth for no witnesses for real, even though they did mention a couple of people, you know, the whole J-Lo thing, the whole ex-wife thing, all that bullshit. But even then, it's like, okay, this is all conjecture based. And when you go into conjecture basically just goes into like an opinion. Okay, which most people, they're opinionated, man, and that's the problem here in America. People are overly opinionated with nothing factual, because most opinions are generated through emotional responses, man. You know, and that's how these people operate, off emotional responses. You know, so to say this, yeah, Diddy, he's a nigga, he's a demon, and honestly speaking, I don't give a damn what happened to him. But what about Epstein? What about Ghislaine Maxwell? Okay, what about Hugh Hefner? What about fucking the Weinstein brothers, man? Okay? What about Joe and Jill Biden? What about Kamala? What about Barack Obama's bitch ass? What about Donald Trump? You know? And they was making mention of these, they was making mention, they didn't mention them by name, but they was basically stating how men like Diddy are basically fall guys to avoid politicians getting roped up in these allegations. And the reason for that is because majority, all your senators, your congressmen, your mayors, okay, your presidents for damn sure, your elites, all of them are involved in some type of trafficking of children. Now, this is a known fact. This is why they've been threatening to bring out that list on Epstein, but they ain't really brought that shit out yet, because you know why? They bring out all that information, then a lot of fingers are going to be pointing, and there's going to be a lot of hypocrites that's at fault. Okay, because the same people that got these platforms, the same people that have these platforms and that got their big break here in Babylon, they all are engaged in some type of sexual deviancy, man. Okay, and that's part of the elite's ritual. Now, when you watch that movie Doctor Strange, which is the which is the sequel to the movie The Shining, Stephen King's The Shining, which that movie came out back in the 80s. Recently, a follow-up, he wrote a book called Dr. Sleep, when they hinted at the dream, the fear hormone that's in kids' blood when they are afraid. And I'm saying it that way because if you mention certain things that deal with medical terminology, then the algorithm flags it, and then they hit you with some misinformation bullshit, right? But basically, they was kidnapping those kids, and they was extracting that hormone out of their ass, man, which they believe that's the highest form of magic, according to Aleister Crowley, right? You know, going inside a baby's or a young kid's anal hole. That's the highest form of debauchery on the ladder. And they believe that it believes in preservation of youth. Because we understand that the elites, they want to live forever, man, because they understand that their kingdom has an expiration date on it, you know? So with that being said, this whole Diddler shit ain't no different than LL Cool J, because what I found out, what's that chick named Jaguar Wright? Which they may end up putting her ass to death because she's exposing a lot of information. But what I found out, you know, through a couple of her interviews and research, that this guy LL Cool J was basically the Diddy of the 80s, you know? But not only that, you got, what's his name, Russell Simmons, and you know, the Def Jam, you got all these top producers and all this other shit. They're gatekeepers, man. But who do they go through? They got to go through the elites, you know? So every nigga gatekeeper, there's a small hat that gives them the go-ahead to do it. But the thing is, they're not going to rope up the small hats because the small hats have immunity from judgment, okay? They have immunity from that. So therefore, Diddy is a fall guy, because you want me to believe that Diddy has that much power in the world, in the state of affairs, to just be this big time mogul, even though he was given the keys to the city? That was a humiliation ritual. And I'm not saying the nigga's innocent, because clearly he's a goddamn degenerate, but Diddy ain't the only one. Because Wayne, Jay-Z being mentioned, Wayne, Beyonce, Drake, all these celebrities, man, that sold out to the elites. Now, you know, and contrary to popular opinion, no, these celebrities are not part of the Illuminati, but they are part of some type of fraternal brotherhood. They're part of some type of boule or some type of Masonic lodge or some type of what do you call it? Some type of fraternal order or brotherhood or sisterhood, like that bitch Beyonce, you know, being an Eastern Star, which they believe in a goddess Oshun or something like that. Goes back to like some West African deity. I don't know all the research on it, but nonetheless, they are engaged in witchcraft, man. But Beyonce name ain't pop up. Jay-Z name ain't pop up. But on that counterfeit list that came, that surfaced years ago, they names was actually on there, right along with Barack Obama, right along with all the other elites, you know. But they're not being mentioned. Why? Because for now, hey, it ain't their time. But Yahweh Shimi Hawashai, hey, the scriptures say the things that is done in the dark will come to the light. So now people are starting to realize that that music industry is demonic as all hell. But to say this, they throw that shit in Jake's face, man, because they understand that Jake is a people that's reactive. Okay, Jake ain't proactive, they reactive. So now this is what everybody is talking about. Good for that nigga Diddy. Yeah, good for that nigga. He shouldn't have sold his soul to the devil. You know, like Yahweh should say, what should a man profit if he gain the whole world but loses his soul in the process? This is all part of the plan, man, because bigger things are coming down the pipe. Because, hey, we may have an economic collapse. They may not be an election. We don't know. We have to wait and see. And on top of that, they want to push that MOT to the beat, which is the mark of the beat, the mark of the beast, man, the RFID hip, you know? So it's a lot of shit that's going on, and they're using Diddler as a distraction for you Jakes, man. It says Super Saddle Diddy in jail. Yeah, he's in jail. Yeah, of course he's in jail. And the thing of it is, but you think he's the only one that's guilty of the crimes? No. Diddy is being handled. He's being controlled. He's not the ultimate gatekeeper. Diddy take orders, man. You know, he's just the fall guy because he ain't got no power. Same thing with R. Kelly. You go back to the R. Kelly situation, they roped R. Kelly up for a couple of years, but then Hugh Hefner did the same shit. And what's the result of that? Nigga got immunity, man. Same thing, Harvey Weinstein, all these elites, you know? Because, hey, the Lord told you, Jakes, man. He told us, look, Matthew's, not Matthew's, but what is it, Micah, the 2nd chapter? You know, the Lord told us, he says, rise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It will destroy you even with the sword of destruction. So our people is not supposed to be engaging in these festivities, but they're supposed to be coming back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to escape the pending judgment, man. And this is what Jake don't want to do, because Jake want that, well, I want to get rich quick scheme. You know, a nigga want it right now. You know, so Jake could do what he got to do and sell out in order to get the money and deal with the repercussions later. So now Diddy is getting ready to be the bun of every joke now, man. You know, because them niggas in jail, they ain't gonna know the difference. Okay, them niggas in jail, they just gonna be like, well, look, man, you know, he's guilty of it. He's done shit to women. Therefore, you know, he's a charity case at this point. But Jake ain't wise enough to shed light on the elites, because, you know, the scriptures say, woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel, that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord that is in the darkness, man. But the Lord is going to reveal everything, you know. But in the meantime, our people, this is all they're talking about on social media. Diddy this, Diddy that. Fuck Diddy, fuck that. Yeah, fuck Diddy. Don't give a fuck about him. Shit, he's a demon. But the so-called white man gets a pass because he couldn't do what he do unless Esau signed off on it, man. Okay? Ain't no nigga that powerful in America to have immunity to commit crimes unless Esau Edom signs off on it, man. And that's what Israelites don't understand, because they have so much hatred for their own people. Okay, even Redacted hinted at that. They said, well, look, we just believe Diddy is a fall guy. Not saying he's a good guy, but we believe he's a fall guy. And they're absolutely right about that. Diddy is a fall guy, man. All right, and is part of a bigger agenda, because they're getting ready to do something big, whether soon or before the election or shortly thereafter. We don't know, but it's the reason why they putting this nigga back in the news, man. Because if he was really wanted, why the hell would he be back in the States, basically in plain sight, so they can rope his ass up? You know? So it's all done. It's stupid, man, you know? And we hearing the truth, we understand it. We're not too keen, or we're not too wooed about that, because we understand that, you know, Esau Edom, this is how he does. This is what he do. Okay, the scripture said that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, then where is he? So if he's wicked, then of course he got his delegators, they're wicked. You know, the men he set up in life, they're all wicked. Prime example, coming from this work conference and shit, I'm just seeing how these people operate, man. I'm like, these are some wicked motherfuckers, man. And they have no notion of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Whole time my spirit is getting overly vexed, but then I had to remember the spirit had to tap me on the shoulder like, hey, bro, you know where the fuck you at, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in America, I'm in Babylon. And the Lord like, yeah, you in America, all right? But Habakkuk said it. He said, how long would you show us wickedness and not righteous? And how long will we be stricken with this grief, man? And you ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, you got Keisha running around here like this world is gonna continue forever, man, you know? And we have to suffer through this shit constantly, every single day. And we gotta work with these motherfuckers, man. You know, people that's literally plotting to kill our people. Because one thing about public health has never been a benefactor for Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Because it's just as simple as this. Change your diet, go on a fast, cut out all processed sugars. Your body can heal depending on how far along you are. And on top of that, you know, the Most High healing is of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai too. So, you know, the Lord ultimately heals. But even then, you know, they go this complicated route of trying to put medicines in Jake that don't work to keep them dependent on a system that's set up to destroy their ass, man. Because the pharmaceutical industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, man. And people are too ignorant enough to realize that shit. You know? So, yeah, man, we got to get the hell up out of here. All right? But anyway, I got a couple of precepts in Salaki. I'm kind of driving on the E-Wave, so got to kind of focus on the road a little bit, so my apologies there. But anyway, this is the book of Micah 2:10, and it says, arise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. That's right, it's polluted. The works of the witchcraft, the sorceries, man. Okay, the policies that's being promoted, the way they're having it's all polluted. From the water we drink, to the food, the institutions we work at, to the fucking clothes we wear, to the cars we drive. It's all polluted. To the women we lay down with, to the children we have. This shit is all polluted, man. Okay, it's all polluted, and there's no righteousness in it whatsoever. You know, and it's to the point, man. Hey, how about Yahweh Shai? He has to come back, man. Okay, I pray like hell that there's not another election in this place. I don't want to suffer another fucking 4 years in this bitch, man. Okay, I'm ready to see this motherfucking place burn like today. You know, just being around people and having to fake like you part of the funk. I'm tired of fucking faking, man. You know, I'm tired of doing the Clark Kent shit. You know, I want to be Superman, goddamn. I'm tired. Like I like these people. I don't like these motherfuckers, man. I don't like what they stand for, and I don't care about any one of them. You know why? Because they don't care about our Lord. Okay, they don't care about Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So why the fuck should I care about what they represent? And that's the mentality of the prophets, man. Okay? Our kingdom need to be 40. Okay, this shit has went on longer fucking enough, man. 500 plus years under this damn devil, and it's getting worse and worse by the fucking day. Okay, everybody got juicy shit in them. You got this fake ass woke culture. You know, it's just you can't even be a fucking man, you know? And then you got a bunch of bitches that run the goddamn job. It's like they get all the positions of power, and it just like it's just like enough is enough, man. You know? So it's just like, what the fuck, bro? I'm tired. All right. Yeah, Buster been giving men and women herpes too. Yeah, that nigga Buster Rhymes, man, when he came out with that damn dress on. What's this nigga name? Dwayne Wade. You see what he did his son? Okay, look at Will and Jada. Look at their son. What's his nigga name? Zion, whatever the fuck the nigga's son name. Look at EJ. What is his Magic Johnson's son? This big 6'8", 285-pound linebacker nigga is walking around with a mini skirt on, some high heels, and a fucking Gucci purse, bro. This is what the world has become to, and the average person don't see a problem with it. It's like, oh well, you have to accept it. It's called inclusivity. Like, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nothing inclusive about a wicked ass kingdom. This is just a fucked up kingdom. Period. It got to burn, man. Also, I was watching a video that a brother did earlier, and basically they were teaching kids in public schools. And notice, this is why I say anything public is hell for Jake. Okay, if you dealing with anything public, hey, it's hell. Okay, public has never been for our people, and this is why our people is so convoluted by that notion, because access to public schools, public health is all so-called free. Why? Because you're paying for it with your tax dollars. So basically, they take your tax money and they give you a bunch of convoluted, cheap shit and say, well, look, we're trying to do something for the fucking community, right? So going back to the video, 5th grade, they're teaching digital videos or digital lessons for 5th graders masturbating, bro. Now, as a kid, you know, kids are curious, right? So you figure out, you know, things like masturbating and shit like that. Mostly every kid done it, you know what I'm saying? Because Jake kids are overly sexualized any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? You may have woke up in the nighttime as a showing your shit was you probably touched, whatever. I mean, most Jake kids have at least an experience or two with that. But for them to push that shit in school, that's how you know we got to get the hell out of here, man. Okay, and I believe in one state you can opt out of it, and I believe that's in the state of Ohio. You know, and then you got these niggas talking about, well, this is why we need to run for council and we need to run for this. We need to get on the board. Look, dog, no matter what you do, you can run for council. You can run for congressman. Only how you're going to get those positions is if you are abiding by the agenda. Okay, you go in there and you go against the grain, they're going to pop your ass or they're going to do away with you or they're going to ostracize you, man. Okay, look at what happened to, what's this dude's name? John F. Kennedy. He went against the grain. And what happened? He caught a bullet right to the fucking head. So all you Jakes talking that nonsense, well, we got to get on the school boards and the councils to make sure they're not pushing this shit. You got to understand that the school boards and the mayors and the congressmen, they take orders from up top. And they have delegated gatekeepers in every level of office in government to make sure things are being put in order. Okay, that's called a chain of command. So even though the mayor may be over a particular city in a province, he's pushing certain mandates, but guess what? He's getting it from governors, state governors. The governors are getting it from the federal government on fucking down, and the government is getting from the Illuminati or the elites. So this is a system. The system is flawed. And ain't no nigga gonna come in and fix the system because this system is wicked. Okay? Sirach 10 and 4, it says that so is the people, so shall the officers be. An unprofitable ruler. And that's the problem, Jake, trying to fix America, man. You can't fix America. America was set up in the Bible to be the wicked, to be the place of our captivity, man. Okay, America was set up to be Babylon the Great, confusion. And it had to be that way because otherwise the Lord wouldn't have no justification to destroy it. So it has to be this way. See, the problem with you Israelites is the fact you want to try to fix something crooked. The scriptures say, who can bring a straight thing out of something crooked? Not one. So this place was already set up in sin. So there's no way to repair it. It needs to be destroyed. Period. We need a new rulership. Okay, we need to be the delegated authority and power. Okay, just from the talking points we speaking and the way that we're going out there on the streets, we're speaking righteous things. This is why the Lord said that the government of a prudent man is well ordered, and in due time he will set up one that's profitable. Who are the profitable ones? Starting first with Yahweh Shai, man, who you ignorantly call Christ. Then King David, which is on down to 12, man, which King David is of the 12 because King David was the Apostle Peter in the reincarnation. This is who we need running the earth, okay? Somebody that's going to execute righteous judgment. Not somebody that's going to put a bunch of disgruntled bitches at the head of a workforce and give them degrees and make them think they're important when they ain't shit to begin with. When half these hoes go home lonely, you know, not having any guidance, running the whole house and literally taking fucking depression pills all goddamn night. That's just a disaster waiting to happen, man. All right. Amos 9 and 8, dyed garments from Bozrah, and it says, behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. That's right. And that sinful kingdom is talking about America, man. And it's also talking about the nation of Israel as well. But it's double fold. It's talking about America, man. Okay. A couple more precepts and I end it. Thoughts on Diddy. Thoughts on Diddy. I don't know where the hell these trolls be coming from, but they out here. All right. Sirach, GMS 4 wins, but the Mayim. Sirach 10 and 2, it says, as the judge of the people is, it says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are the men of, hold on, let me read that again. I'm actually driving. Slocky. Let me do that again. Pay the fuck attention. But it says here, as the judge of the people is himself, So are his officers, and his officers are these, like you see, like these governors, these senators, these leaders, these anchormen, these talking anchormen, and they bought that out and redacted as well. They was like, look, people that's part of the news anchorage and all this other stuff, they are all juiced in, you know. And Clayton Morris, I think he used to work for Fox News or some shit like. I think he used to be like kind of like Tucker Carlson, so he would know. And my personal opinion, I believe Clayton and Natalie Morris, even though they bring out some decent information, and I watch Redacted to get an update on what's going on, because there's so much shit that's happening at once, and they give you a general rundown, playbook by playbook, so it's a good source to get your information from. But you don't think the motherfuckers are juiced in? Think again. Because for one thing, if they was not juiced in, YouTube would have been took them off a long time ago. But yet they can openly speak about crooked politicians, and they're literally clipping the videos, you know. So that's how you know that they're juiced in. And on top of that, they got Border Patrol agents coming on there. They have insiders. These people are all juiced in, all of them, like we just read in Sirach 10 and 2. So is his officers, man. All right. One more precept, Sirach 14 and 5. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom would he be good? It says he should not take pleasure in the goods, right? You know? So if Esau is wicked to his own people, how much more he's going to be to our people, man? And you people, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you better understand what you part of. You better understand where the hell you at. And you better know your enemy, man, all right? But anyway, with that, let me park real quick. That way I'll get a couple more precepts. Yeah, man, I gotta get this this vent thing back. I had a stand I can hold my phone on, but I don't know what the fuck happened to it. And the other one I had, it don't really work very good no more. So I gotta stop being a fucking cheap ass and just buy one, man. You know, I should get one. They only like a couple of dollars, but I'm a good sturdy one that ain't gonna, you know, wear itself out, and that way I could put it on the screen, and I ain't gotta worry about holding this phone and trying to get scriptures and teach and do 20 things at once, because sometimes that can throw the spirit off when you're doing 8 things at once, and the points you make sometimes be convoluted or chopped up. So, you know, that's my bad. Got to do better on that. But a couple more precepts and I end it. Jeremiah 51 and 9, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, let us go everyone into his own country, for our judgment had reached into the heavens and is lifted up into the skies. Yep, the judgment of Babylon the Great. The Lord is about headed with this place, and, you know, the Lord is ready to bring it down, ready to destroy it, and good riddance to it, you know. 51:7, it says here, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and have made all the earth drunken. For the nations have drunken of our wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm from our pain. If so, she may be healed. Okay. And she's not being healed. She's getting ready to be totally wiped out. All right. So anyway, with that, man, fuck is this? Get this nigga out of here, man. But anyway, I'm going to end it here, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Bashim Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone, and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Lord's will, you brothers and you few sisters out there were edified. Until the next lesson. Shalom.